Hi, guys. Good to be with you. Dion Astral Oracles here. What was from the perspective of the timeline or calendar that I'm coming from yesterday's live stream with Quan Yin, there were two questions that she referred to be answered later on, and she would rather have that someone galactic looked into it. And I was going to channel the Sirians anyway for the Patreon community, and let's get the Sirians to look into this. So I've left a link down below in the comments about Carla, who sent me an image of an enormous, almost like a state or country or small continent-sized rectangle that appeared in stratus and stratocumulus clouds right west of Baja California, and then Kevin asks about the Eta Carinae nebula, a cluster of stars in the sky, and also a triangles of stars near it that I have been seeing lately. And I didn't know about this nebula, but it turns out it isn't even visible from this part of the world. So interesting, and I'm interested in what the Sirians have to say about the rectangles and triangles in the sky. So yes, thank you for being here, and I hope you take something helpful from this. Greetings, dear friends. We are the 90 Sirian Collective, and we embody much of the Sirian Collective experience, if not all of it. That is, that there is yet experience to come. And for instance, we enjoy having these engagements and encounters with you because this adds to the pool of our general experience. And so the pool of human experience is also growing as you move forward in time, as you move forward in experiencing yourself and the world surrounding you. And so these mirrors that are put in place, this outside world that you engage in, it has been revealing some wonderful phenomenon to you. Bright stars in the sky and interesting rectangular formations in the clouds. Well, what's happening with the clouds is there's a type of energy vortex opening up here, a kind of space tunnel where our energy floods in, along with energies of many other species. Much as you have conceived of your idea of a space elevator, we have already established this type of link. We have put it in place here, right in, well, you could say to the west of this landmass, but that's a very human-like way of seeing it. We could also say in the eastern, far eastern Pacific. The idea here is that, well, right here there is an energy confluence, and it's helpful because it doesn't disturb too many sentient species, with us tethering a type of new energy into the planet. So as your planet is shifting course, we are adding stabilizing currents to it. We are also allowing for certain negative entities or certain planetary versions or patterns to leave this developmental trajectory at this time and exit through this rectangular pattern. Why a rectangle, you may ask? Well, it's a very stable pattern. It's a pattern that allows for energies to, well, be hoisted up and down. That is this arrangement of 2 by 2 bars that interlock. It allows for something to be contained, and it also allows for variation within this containment pattern, as opposed to the quadrant, for instance, which is a more uniform type of design. Therefore, for instance, you enjoy using also the rectangular pattern for elevators, for instance, when you need to move great items or transport things up and down through mine shafts or certain things like this. This is a way to think about this pattern. And should you want to, you can begin to, well, simply by focusing on these rectangular openings, also allow for your own small energy tunnels to be opened in your experience. So if you want to, you can have this idea about, well, maybe exploring whether or not you could have small tunnels opening, placing small rectangles in the corners of your house where perhaps specific species, Sirian energy, Sasani energy, hybrid energy, different energy that you may want to connect to. Is there a corner in your house that you would like to connect to certain Pleiadian collectives through? That might be a process that you can undertake. So if you would like this, then place this rectangle there and explore. Then there is another pattern that you can be exploring. This has to do with the night sky and turning your image to the night sky. And so our friend Kevin, he was asking about this. We believe it was the Eta, forget us if we are mispronouncing it, Carinae or Carina nebula, this nebula and a triangular formation of stars that were appearing to you. Notice that when patterns appear in your outside experience, then this is in many ways an indicator of what it is your soul is looking for. That is, notice the infinity of the literal infinity of the night sky, and that everything on it could be arresting your attention, but you are attaching to partially this nebula. This has to do with certain trajectory and soul patterns, some cloudy energies coming in for you, connected to very luminous experiences. That is more gaseous image of your soul, a type of being close to this luminous energy of the stars, and they're deriving your own, let's say, momentum within this gaseous form of spiritualized energy. Another being or memory calling out to you from this nebula. But then you speak of this triangular pattern that's coming forward to you. And notice here what's balancing indeed is, it's in many ways the image of, and you can take this quite literally, well, the image of Kevin the Father, Kevin the Son, and Kevin the Holy Spirit. So in what areas? And here we are speaking about, well, your professional areas, your role as a breadwinner, your role as someone who's responsible also for the well-being and integrity of your family, your children, and your spouse. Well, here there it is, Kevin the Father. Then Kevin the Son is the, well, we hesitate to use the word puerile, but we use it positively. The playful image, the juvenile and joyful image of you, someone, the boyish, joyful image of you, the part of you that remains forever young, forever playfully engaged in the world, and who also needs to adjust his games to the tempos and paces that are demanded of him as, well, circumstances change. And then, of course, Kevin, the Holy Spirit, connected to this luminous realm, connected back to these very, very, very bright stars that you are drawn to in your attention. And this is the eternal spiritual part of you that you have also allowed to nourish. And so the triangular pattern is, we could say, in one way reminding you, and the other way also, speak in very positive terms here, but challenging you in the way that, how are you connecting these three parts, moving them into a type of harmony, juggling them, so to speak. So those are perspectives that we bring forward, dear friend, and we extend our blessings both to Carla and Kevin. So wonderful with the alliteration, so we get to juggle these mysterious letters, the letter of K, this wonderful Greek letter that, well, has something cyclopean to it, something that's in many ways wonderful, mysterious, and connected to the earth forces, that the void of that gave birth to the ordering mind of man. So these natural forces are reaching out to you in new guises and new manifestations. You are connecting to them from a higher level of consciousness, and notice these geometric patterns. They speak inherently to you, and then they become more and more manifest in the natural realms. So, dear friends, blessings to you. We, the ninth dimensional Sirians, we extend to you. We are so happy to be exchanging energies with humankind, and well, please do ask for our assistance in healing, in exploration, in knowledge, and in any other venues that you may feel called to ask us. We will be happy to meet you there in love and light. Blessings to you, dear human beings. Farewell. Yes, so place them triangles in the corners of your house, and elevator in some astral energies. I hope you enjoyed that, everyone. Much love to you.